And we are live. Good afternoon. Good evening, everyone. And welcome to this week's edition of Fireside Chats. If you are new to Fireside Chats, this is a platform that we created at RISE Mzansi to get to know our leaders better. At RISE Mzansi, we believe in having accessible leadership. And so we want you to get to know the people who are at the forefront of the work of RISE Mzansi beyond just their campaign activities, beyond just the speeches that they make. We want to get to know the people behind the name. And so this evening, I'm very excited to be hosting Axolile Notywala. I had to say his surname a couple of times to make sure that I don't butcher it. He is an activist. He is the provincial convener in the Western Cape. He is also RISE Mzansi's premier candidate in the Western Cape. And we'll just be getting to know more about his background and his work, what he's passionate about, what moves him, and why he made the decision to take on this very exciting and very difficult work. But this is not just a two-way conversation between Axolile and I. So we do invite you to please pose any questions you may have, any questions or suggestions or comments, feedback. Maybe you've worked with Axolile in the past and you would like to chime in. Maybe you live in the Western Cape and you've seen the work of RISE Mzansi and you just want to clarify a few things. This is the perfect platform to do so. As you can see, Axolile is in transit. And I think this is such a beautiful and just perfect depiction of what it means to be a premier candidate, what it means to be an activist, what it means to work in communities. That at 7:30 on a Sunday evening, you are still on the road. Axolile, welcome to Fireside Chats. Thank you for making the time to join us, even under such uh, interesting circumstances.
Yeah, no, thank you, Dimpho, and good evening to you and to everyone who's watching. I'm hoping the connection works because we are in somewhat would call the Bundus. Yes, we are getting
Yeah,
towards George, and it's also started raining, so those things affect connections.
yeah. I hope that our connection will remain
To do
stable.
the conversation.
But
Yeah.
okay, I lost you there for a moment. I hope our connection remains stable. But I think since you are in the car and you are in transit, maybe we can start by reflecting on the day that you've had, which is also a good way of kind of painting a picture of what the typical day in the life of a riser looks like, the typical day in the life of a provincial convener in the Western Cape. Take us through what you've been busy with today, where you are from, and where you are headed to.
So I'm with the team, with the Provincial Leadership Collective of RISE Mzansi. I'm with Latifa Jacobs, who's also a candidate. I'm with Hilton, Leslie, Anthony. All those are names, but one of those is a surname. Hilton is here. He's also a candidate and the Provincial Leadership Collective member. I'm also with Erica Bonman, who's also PLC and a candidate, and with our provincial organizer, who is now our designated driver, Koskwana Swarboy, and with Lungelo, who is our body person, as a thing that's called body person. So she just makes our lives easier. Early today to try and head to George, which is about a 5 to 6 hour drive, depending on the conditions on the road. So we are going to
I think we've lost Axolile. I can't hear anything. I'm just asking the I'm just asking my colleague who's on the technical production if it's just me. She says the connection is also really bad. So I think we'll give it a minute or two and see if his connection will come back. Otherwise, I think we might have to actually postpone the conversation, because I would not want us to miss out on all of the really impactful things I know Axolile has to say. He's back. Axolile, can you hear me? Okay, I think the connection is really bad. So what we're going to do is postpone tonight's session. We really do apologize. We were hoping that we could accommodate Axolile's schedule. We were hoping that by now he would have arrived and settled down. We tried to push the live back, but it seems that he is still on the road with the team, and that is having an impact on our connectivity. So we really do apologize for having to cut the live short, but we reassure you that we will have him back. There's a lot for us to get into. His work in activism, some of the issues that he's been advocating for in the Western Cape, and being a young man taking up the task to lead a province as big and as dynamic as the Western Cape. So we want to hear all about it, and we'll make sure that we hear all about it. So stay tuned to our social media platforms to find out those details. Thanks, everyone.